Welcome back everyone, 𝘱𝘬𝘺𝘺 here. In today's video, we got 6 very important topics that we're going to cover. I'm going to do this very quickly in a matter of 15 minutes, but I'm feeling energized and we got a lot of very interesting things to talk about, things that I never typically talk about on this channel, but I'm very excited to get into it. So we're going to be covering some exciting things happening in Arizona and Texas. We're going to talk a little bit about game theory and how it's currently affecting Bitcoin. We're going to talk about Act 60, the tax benefits in Puerto Rico, and how it's actually causing me to feel an uneasy sense of security when it actually comes to living on this island. We're going to talk about the Bitcoin price. We're going to talk a little bit more why BlockFi sucks and my true feelings about altcoins. So first things first, a candidate of governor of Texas laid out a plan for BTC legal tender in his state, and less than a week later, Arizona drops a bill to define Bitcoin as legal tender. This is really exciting for the state of Arizona, and it'll be interesting to see if this particular candidate in Texas has any merit in the race, to see if he actually has a chance, because that'd be really exciting to see adoption. It's going to eventually happen over time, but it's going to be really interesting to see which states adopt Bitcoin and how that plays out over time. I can imagine these to be, for example, the like how California is, right? California is known to be the tech hub. It might translate over the years to a completely different state. Maybe it's a state that has the most tax incentives for cryptocurrency related projects. Time will tell, but it's very interesting. Next thing I want to talk about is game theory. So game theory is a little bit challenging to explain, but the way that I understood it best was basically people make decisions based off how they anticipate someone else to react to that decision that's being made. So still waiting on Washington, D.C. and U.S. elites to realize that adopting Bitcoin as a neutral reserve asset in the U.S. would force China to keep up with the U.S. on BTC mining. But China doesn't have the water supplies or grid to be able to keep up. Game, set, match to the U.S. Very interesting. Also, we've heard a little bit about this executive order from Biden. So yesterday, Biden indicated that he's writing an executive order demanding federal agencies to regulate crypto as a national security issue. This order came just a day after Putin signaled that Russia has certain competitive advantage in Bitcoin mining. And just a few days later, Turkey's president instructed the ruling party to explore crypto. It's happening. Bitcoin and crypto are unstoppable. Regulations that last won't ban them, they will foster them, while at the same time trying to give the state an advantage over its enemies who will likewise be fostering it. So that's what's going to happen. People always get concerned about government regulation when it comes to Bitcoin. That can't happen because the government technically cannot control our Bitcoin like they can control our US dollars in the bank. That's why it makes it so unique. That's why it makes it so valuable. So what's going to happen is governments will try to maybe ban cryptocurrency or Bitcoin or put a ton of regulation on it. But this is the problem. The wealthiest people in the world are going to be cryptocurrency holders, Bitcoin holders, and they do not want to. They want to make their country attractive for people, for wealthy people, and it's just not going to work out in the long run. But this is exciting because I think we're going to see a very critical point in time where it was like, whoa, one domino fell, and then the dominoes just kept going, and that's what takes Bitcoin to like $500,000 or something very exciting like that. So this could be the beginning of a lot of dominoes falling, and I'm excited to see what happens. So many of you know, right? I live in Puerto Rico. I found out about Puerto Rico because of the tax incentives, and I moved here back in 2018. So I love this island. It's so important to me. I care a lot about this island, but there are a lot of locals here that are not fond of the tax benefits that Puerto Rico has to offer. For example, I've been getting a lot of hate comments recently on my Instagram page. Basically, random people just responding to my friends' comments saying she's a racist and going on and on. And this is simply because my friends are asking, they're so confused what's happening. So there's this very small but very loud group of people that do not want people from the states moving to Puerto Rico for the tax incentives. I see it all painted somewhere, ban Act 2022, kill the rich, things like that. So the scary part about this is that because of someone's act status here in Puerto Rico, they got physically assaulted by an actual bartender at a restaurant in Old San Juan. So these people, you know, they say some really intense things, for example, like burn in hell, and, you know, if we see you, what they're basically saying is we're going to assault you. So it's been a really interesting turn of events. It's just kind of happened really intensely over the last few weeks. So, you know, instead of like, take down my YouTube channel, back down, I'm just going to continue living my life as is. So, you know, sometimes I think maybe I should just delete all of my videos, take down my channel, and just go live up in the mountains. But you know what? Educating people about Bitcoin is something that I'm really passionate about. It's something that I feel like I need to do. It's like Bitcoin has made such a positive impact on my life, and I owe it to all of you, to all my future subscribers, to share what I'm doing and to share how great Bitcoin can be. So as you can see here, what caused a lot of this was they basically posted this video, you know, wrote some things here saying that, you know, I'm part of the problem. If your goal to retire at the age of 24, do it in a place that's not taking advantage of others' misfortune. I would say that by people that are doing financially okay moving to Puerto Rico, it's only expanding the economy. It's giving people jobs, making actually quite a positive impact. It's all about, you know, if you want to see the opportunity for what it is, Puerto Rico has the most insane amount of opportunity. Everywhere I look, I see opportunity on this island. So unfortunately, these people have very sad, poor mindsets, unfortunately. So that's just how it is. But if you'd like to support my channel in any way, you can go ahead and check out my links down below because, yeah, hopefully you don't find me dead in the streets one day. All right, now onto something a little bit lighter. Well, I guess you could say the price of Bitcoin. So we could see Bitcoin here just over $37,000. Let's go ahead and do a deep dive here on how things are going. So let's see. I was looking at Tesla earlier, but it's now time to look at Bitcoin. So let's go ahead and zoom out to the daily chart here. You can see here on the daily chart, we've seen a little bit of strength. Let's see how much percentage-wise we have bounced off of the bottom. We have bounced here about 16-17%, and that came in about 2 or 3 days ago, but we've since fallen. Let's go ahead and take a look here. Well, I mean, I guess on the daily chart, I would love to see this green crossing over the red, but it doesn't really appear like that's going to happen anytime soon, maybe in the next week if we're lucky, but we're still pretty far away. Let's go ahead and take a look here at the 4-hour chart. 4-hour chart here is looking okay. I would like to see it make a higher high, so it would need to go above about $39,000, and we would probably need to see that happen sometime by Monday or Tuesday, or I would be slightly concerned that we are going to make another sweep lower. This is the hourly chart here. We definitely want to see Bitcoin get above about 37.5, and we're probably going to want to see that by the end of the day, early in the morning tomorrow, or I would be a little bit concerned if this turns out to be a lower high. Let's take a look at the 5-minute chart here. Actually, let's take a look at the 30-minute first. So 30-minute, I don't like this. I don't like that we didn't make a higher high in this range right here. So I would kind of anticipate maybe a little bit of a drop. 5-minute chart making a higher high, so maybe a short-term little bounce there. Let's go ahead and see here what the majors did today. So a little bit of an uptick when it comes to SPY. It had a better day than it has been having, but still, you know, we would need, I don't like it going below and closing below this DMA right here. So, I mean, there still has to be a lot of performance by the bulls to prove that we are in an upward trend. All right, so next on my list of things to talk about is why BlockFi sucks. So I said in my previous video, I was very confused about the change they were making. They're trying to tell us that this BlockFi wallet is awesome, but it's actually not. It's actually just causing me more work. And it's really unfortunate because I often think about the people that are new to cryptocurrency, right? They're just getting in. And then especially if you're someone that's just getting in and on top of it, you're from like the older generation and you struggle with computers, and you just struggle with like managing multiple accounts, like this is not gonna be good. Like I think about my parents, right? They're in their early 50s even, but I think about them and how they would completely, like they don't check their email. They would have never even noticed this if they were a BlockFi customer. Okay, so this is the problem with the BlockFi wallet. Basically, every time you get money transferred into your BlockFi account or you receive a reward, whether I believe it's a referral or if it's a reward from your credit card, you have to manually go in and transfer it to an interest earning account. What's going to happen now? I have to track to see when I earn rewards from my credit card, when I earn referral rewards, and I have to manually go in there and transfer it. You're probably like, why are you being so lazy? This is fine. Like I can set a reminder, I can do this, but for people that like have normal jobs and a family to take care of, like this is just one extra step where they're going to be like a week goes by, they didn't transfer it over, they've lost a week of interest, and it just adds up over time. And if you're someone that's like trying to get to your first Bitcoin, it's small things like that to where it really matters. But at the same time, if you have just one Bitcoin, I would recommend storing that safe in a hardware wallet, not on any of these websites. Not your keys, not your coins. If you want a Ledger Nano S to do that the proper way, you can check out my link down below. So this is the worst part about it. Like this BlockFi situation, I wasn't 100% sure about it, but after my previous video and reading your guys' comments, I got even more angry at BlockFi. Like I am not friendly with BlockFi right now. And this is the problem, is that they're trying to tell us that this new BlockFi wallet is like amazing, no fee and no minimum balance. When has there been a minimum balance before? Ability to trade crypto assets. I don't want to trade on your platform anyways because your spread is extremely unfavorable. Seamless connectivity to other BlockFi products. Seamless connectivity. Oh, so I can access my credit card and my wallet and my interest earning in the same website? Wow. Best in class client support. Okay, automatically generated. That's how it should be. That should be the baseline. That shouldn't be anything extra. Automatically generated tax documents. That's how it should be. Why should they not be automatically generated? Safeguarded asset storage. You should have been safeguarding my assets from the very beginning. And why does it matter that now it's called a BlockFi wallet? So BlockFi has really just have a bad taste in my mouth when it comes to BlockFi right now. I am very just unpleased with them. And I hate to say it, but it's made me think differently. Like what kind of bait and switch is hopefully not going to happen on all these other platforms like Celsius, Nexo, and Vault. So now it's technically like their time to shine and to not do shady things like this, which is what BlockFi has done. So it's just, I'm getting a little bit frustrated. Okay. Moving on now from BlockFi. My true feelings about altcoins. With this current, like, I would call this definitely a crash in the cryptocurrency market. I think crash is usually used way too dramatically. This has felt like a crash, absolutely. My true feeling about altcoins, especially since this crash has occurred, is I kind of wish I was holding Bitcoin and Bitcoin only. And with everything that's happening, it's like I'm not saying that I'm going to go sell all of my altcoins and buy Bitcoin, but there's something about Bitcoin that makes me feel safe and like assured in a sense, because altcoins, they're not really decentralized. The government can control them. And that's another thing on top of it, is that with all of this talk of regulation in the cryptocurrency space, people are concerned about BlockFi getting shut down and all these interest-bearing accounts getting shut down. Guess what will never get shut down? Bitcoin. So if there's something that you want to feel confidence in, like that's what I'm feeling. I'm just feeling so much overwhelming confidence when it comes to Bitcoin compared to everything else. And I'm not talking about this from a money-making perspective, because you could potentially play the right altcoins and make a ton more money. And sure, there might not be as much opportunity in Bitcoin, but I've been in the space for 5 or 6 years at this point, and what I can say is this. What I can say is that there's been times where I've had a lot of altcoins, and every time the market crashes, I wish I was holding on to just Bitcoin. So anyways, that's all I have for you today on this Friday afternoon. Sorry I didn't come to you more professionally. I just got back from a 9-mile walk, but like I said, I got links down below. If you want to support my channel, have an incredible weekend, and as always, go out there and create a portfolio that you love.